The boy pretended to invite the girl to his birthday party. Actually, when I raised my glass, gently put a bottle of unknown liquid into the girl's cup. But who knows, the girl just finished drinking. Immediately, I felt a dizzy sensation, so he quickly stood up and prepared to leave here. But it seems that my classmates are not planning to let go of the fat in their mouths. Started to move around, watching the girl's frightened expression. Three beasts also instantly became interested. Throw him onto the bed. Endless cycle of torture, until late at night. They're not willing to let the girl out of the room. After returning home, Hijio couldn't hold back her emotions anymore, crying in despair. Grandpa looked at his painful granddaughter, hurry forward to comfort, ask what happened. But at this moment, Kajia, who collapsed, didn't want to recall what had just happened, until Grandpa discovered the blood and bruises on his legs. Kajia was just sobbing at the same time. Speak up on the side. After the old man heard it, instantaneous anger attacks the heart. Picking up an axe means chopping down those three beasts. But who knows, I just walked downstairs. I was stopped by my neighbor, as a police officer, away. After learning about this matter, even more infuriated, so he asked the old man to go home. First, calm down the girl's emotions, and he rushed straight into the boy's house with a few colleagues holding a K. As long as one person dares not to confess truthfully, immediately make them hiccup on the spot. Sure enough, not long after, the police officer found the bloody one in the bathroom. The bed sheets faced conclusive evidence. The boys finally confessed the truth. Now just bring them all back to the police station. Sewing machines that last at least 10 years for these three beasts. Who knew that at this moment, the director suddenly rushed over in a hurry. Original. Among the three boys, there is one of his treasures. My son is trying to help him clear the charge. He accused the captain of extorting a confession while handling the case. Let him hand over this case to himself for trial. Although the captain was very angry, but helplessly, the senior officials crushed people to death. Can only obey orders. After the director leaves, the captain asserts that these three boys will be acquitted within a week. I didn't expect that. The next day, the three of them sat leisurely downstairs at the girl's house, shamelessly drinking beer, singing a song, and the girl who was violated could only hide in a dark room. Curl up, looking for a glimmer of security. Grandpa looked at his obedient granddaughter's aggrieved expression. Heartbreaking. So he came to the local prosecutor's office, seek the help of a judge, who knew that the prosecutor's office had already been managed by the director. Not only did the girl have to describe the details of the day's construction in detail, even openly insulting the Carr family, and entering the son's home as the chief of public security. Is there a conspiracy? Hear the prosecutor's shameless words. The girl cried uncontrollably with grievances, painfully returning home. Then lock yourself in the restroom and wash your body again and again. The dirt on the body can still be washed away, but the scars deep in the heart, how can it be easily repaired? Watching my obedient granddaughter increasingly depressed, Grandpa decided not to hide his identity anymore, so he put on his old military uniform and the medal he won for his bravery in killing the enemy. Personally coming to the Attorney General's presence, I hope he values his dedication to the country. Give my granddaughter justice. But helpless, the heroes of the past have always been fleeting in his eyes. Only the current director is the leader he truly admires. Next, we'll open the file with a casual costume model, speak contemptuously, due to the inability to extract the enemies of the boys from the girl. In addition, the captain had forced confessions at the scene, unable to pass judgment on them. If the old man continues to entangle himself, even his granddaughter may suffer from imprisonment as well. Hearing these old men's expressions become increasingly heavy, but in my heart, I have already made up my mind. I must personally handle these bastards. Subsequently, he came to the bank, fined the bank manager, mortgaged his estate for 5,000 yuan. Immediately after, he went to the black market in the suburbs by car and bought a sniper rifle. Started the path of revenge for my granddaughter. The old man set up a sniper gun, targeted the three beasts on the opposite side, but he didn't choose to blow up their dog heads with a single shot. Instead, he aimed the telescopic sight at the boy's little partner, then decisively pulled the trigger, confiscated his crime tools on the spot. Suddenly, blood splattered everywhere. Scared out, companion beside me. After a while, the boy only let out a pig-like scream, achieving goals without seeing them. The old man quickly put away his sniper gun, put on SB's clothes, pick up the bullets on the ground, then calmly whistled downstairs. Wait until we reach a deserted place. He once again threw away the bullet in his pocket. Come to your friend's side as usual. Keep watching. Soon, another boy also began to worry that he would become the next target, so he quickly packed up his things, preparing to leave this city. Little did they know, the old man has been waiting for a long time. This time, he also did not choose to kill directly. Instead, he aimed the telescopic sight at the boy's mailbox, then pulled the trigger. As the explosion sounded, the car burst into flames in an instant. Although the young man jumped out of the car in time, survived by chance, but in the end, he was severely burned by the flames. As the fire truck rushed to the scene, the old man also hurriedly packed up his things. Squeeze forward, serve as a melon-eating crowd. Confirm. After saying goodbye to their happiness for the rest of their lives, so he turned around and left here. But police officer Away seems to have noticed something, but he didn't say much, just silently watching the old man's back, watching the successive shooting incidents. The police chief also began to panic, because his son is also one of the members who violated the granddaughter of the elderly. So I hurried back home, advised one's son, don't go out in the near future. Then he immediately led his subordinates to the old man's house for a search. But after tossing and turning, I didn't find anything. However, just outside the right stone gate they're preparing to close it. But suddenly there was a knock on the door. Open the door and take a look. It turned out to be the girl's aunt. This time I came to retrieve the key that was left at his house. Director, listen, seems to understand everything, so he immediately took the old man to search his aunt's house. But in the end, they only found a leather holster with hidden firearms, although all the signs point to the elderly. But due to the lack of sufficient evidence, the director can only warn the elderly, don't hurt your baby. Son, I haven't finished speaking yet. The old man interrupted him and said, perhaps the tragedy has already happened. The director, who was eager to love his son, was instantly panicked upon hearing this. Then he quickly returned home to check the situation. But no matter how he knocks on the door, I couldn't get a response from my son, so he quickly took out his pistol and prepared to break through the door with a gunshot. The bullet actually hit oneself. After the other police officers rushed to the scene, only then did I realize that the person who fired the gun was the director's frightened baby. Successive shooting incidents has already made him lose his mind. The first reaction after hearing the knock on the door was to think that the old man had come to seek revenge. Unexpectedly, he accidentally injured his doting self. Father. Now all the villains have received the punishment they deserve. But the old man felt very puzzled about it, because he clearly hid the gun in the room, but now it suddenly disappears. Until one day, police officer Oe stopped him. He just understood everything. After the incident, Oe, who noticed the abnormality, did not expose the old man, but as a police officer. But I don't want him to seek justice in this way, so he came to the old man's house, prepared to persuade them. I unexpectedly found a strange set of keys on the wall. After some communication with Kaga, Oe gradually guessed the truth of the matter, but out of conscience, he did not tell the others about this matter, but to have the elderly voluntarily surrender to the police station, strive for leniency. But the old man never trusted his granddaughter. He is worried that Kaga's young soul will be traumatized again, until after getting drunk, he heard the song sung by his granddaughter again. The old man finally let go of his worries. I chose to surrender myself.